It's March already and things are really starting to ramp up this month. There are so many seeds to be getting on with, and that's because it's tomato month. That's the main one. The weather's just getting a little bit warmer. We've got the sunshine just poking its head through at the moment. But this month we not only have seeds to sow, I've got a seed not to sow in this month's video as well, but also a little bit of a warning. A bit of a warning first. Yes, it is lovely here today. It's about 11 or 12 degrees. It feels like a spring day. Alas, it is not a spring. It's false spring, fake spring, whatever you want to call it. It's not really spring. We're still in the tail end of winter. Don't be fooled by it. It is nice. There's a lovely forecast here around here. I was having a look just before. Lovely forecast over the next week or so. But you know what? Our last frost date up here where I am, where I garden, is around about the middle of May. So between now and May, very much a real chance of frost still coming. Don't jump the gun. Take your time. There's loads of time throughout the year to get stuff on the go. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just be a little bit cautious. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with loads of seeds that I'm going to be doing this month. And first up, we're going to start on some cauliflowers. We've got the normal traditional white one. This one here is called White XL. You know, the other month there, I did some of the all the year round, got some of those on the go. They're just behind me on the shelf over there, growing away. But they're just little cauliflowers. It's a little bit of early season interest, but these are the main event. White XL are everything you would like out of a cauliflower. Big sort of white-headed cauliflower, grows absolutely marvellously, a brilliant variety. I'm sure I stole this idea from, I think it was Beech Grove Garden it was mentioned on the TV, and absolutely brilliant. Never looked back since starting to grow them. And another one that just brings a little bit of interest. This one here is called Graffiti F1, and it's very much like the XL, but it's purple, and it looks blooming marvellous when it grows. It looks absolutely brilliant. I've had some really, really good success with this in previous years, because they can be a little bit tricky to grow cauliflowers. You know, one day you go along, it looks lovely. Next day you go to it, it's bolted and it's all sort of sprung out like that. But these two, XL and Graffiti, absolutely brilliant. Next up, we've got some Alliums on the go, and we've got a couple of different ones here. Something that was recommended in the comments on last month's video that I've picked one that we're giving a good try, and something else that's you know, a regular performer, much like the cauliflowers there. But the leeks we're going to get on the go. These are Musselburgh F1. Now, I did these last year and they were really, really good. Just a really good standard leek. They're not fancy, they don't flaunt themselves, they don't go look at me. They're just a really good leek that grows really well all the way through the winter. I've got some still up there in the allotment that have been going strong all the way through the winter. Absolutely brilliant, and something new, and I'm going to have to remind myself off the front of the packet the name of them. And this is, it says on the packet here onion, but they were recommended to me as a shallot, and looking at the picture on the packet I would say they are a shallot, and it's a variety called Elista or Elista, that one there. So we're giving them a try first time, because I talked about the Zabroon shallot that I started off last month, so we're doing a Elista this month to give them a try. So hopefully, you know, viewer recommendations, I do look at them, I do read the comments, take notice of them, and we'll give that a try. The only apologies I've got to make is I can't quite remember who made the comment. But if you're watching this video, you know I am actually doing it. And I do actually have over here as well some shallot sets. Now, if you see my stuff about onions, normally I do onions from seed. Made a little bit of a mess of some of them this year, and we've got some sets on the go over here as a backup plan. Now, Ian from Grown Local has sent me some bistro shallot sets. Now, never tried them before, never done them before. As with everything around here, love trying the brand new varieties, new things you can't get in the shops. Get some, give them a shot. Hopefully they'll be absolutely brilliant. Next up on the list is a little bit of an experiment this month that I'm going to give a try to. And I'll not give too much away about it actually just yet. There'll be another video coming about something I'm going to do in the garden here. New garden to me, new space. I'm going to try something new, and it involves herbs. So I'm starting some herbs off this month, but I'm going to do them in a very specific way. I'm going to start them normally in here with the trays and all that sort of jazz, but then I'm going to put them somewhere different, and we're just going to do a little bit of an experiment. But we're going to do some oregano here and some basil. So that's two of them. There will be more. I haven't quite fully decided all the varieties, but watch out for that video coming, because I think it's actually going to be really good and a really, really fun way of doing the herbs this year. And next up, Brussels sprouts. Now, it might seem like really early in the year to be doing Brussels sprouts, but this is when you need to start them if you want them ready for Christmas. If you want to grow Brussels sprouts for your Christmas dinner, like I like to do, now is the time to get them on the go, because they take forever to grow. They will take the whole season to grow. So last year, I saw them at this time, and I didn't harvest them till, I think it was Christmas Eve, I went to the allotment to harvest them. So it takes a long, long time. And this is where I mentioned before, I've got one variety to recommend and one variety to tell you maybe it's not to grow this year. So the first variety here that I would recommend is called Crispus F1. And it was brilliant. It was marvellous. Now, I don't grow loads of Brussels sprouts. I grow enough for me and for my mum and dad for their Christmas dinners, and that's about all I do. But last year I did two varieties. Grew them in the same bed, grew them in the same way. One of the varieties, Crispus F1, absolutely brilliant. No bother. Got a couple of lovely big, I don't know what you call them, sort of trees of sprouts or trunks of sprouts, because they're growing a big thick stalk, don't they? And they were brilliant. Absolutely great. Productive, loads of sprouts, just what you want on Christmas Day. However, I grew another variety alongside it for the first time, and this one here is called Brody F1, and it was a bit pathetic. They were small, there's not a lot of sprouts on them, they were just a bit rubbish. Now, I would have thought it could possibly be me. There is every possibility that it would have been me that didn't do a good job of growing this variety of sprout. However, I did split my plants. So Malcolm, from my allotment sites, Malcolm, if you're watching, we had a chat about this, and I said I thought it might be the variety, but at the time we chatted, I couldn't remember the variety. So Malcolm, if you're watching, Brody F1, not the good ones. And I gave some of my plants to Malcolm to grow on his allotment, so he had some sprouts, and he was telling me they didn't do very well, and I was devastated. You know, when you give somebody a plant, you want them to do really well. I felt awful that I'd given him some sprouts to grow, and they hadn't grown. So he'd got some of the Brody F1, and they hadn't grown very well as well. So that's two of us. You know, he's obviously got his conditions on his allotment. I've got mine on my allotment. Now, if it was just me doing it, I would blame me. But because there was two of us separately growing different sort of bits and they didn't grow very well, I'd maybe just give them a miss. And last but not least, the main event of March, and that is the tomatoes. Now remember, March is a long month. There's 31 days. I'm delaying some of my sowings a little bit this year, so I'm not going to magically sow all these tomatoes straight after this video. They're very much going to be towards the second half of the month, certainly middle to the end of the month. Haven't quite set a date yet for doing them, but there'll be a video out about it. Don't you worry about that. And I have got loads of varieties to do this year. I've only got some of them here. Honestly, this video could probably be an hour long. With all the seeds I've got to do this month, I could easily do an hour-long video of all the things I'm doing. But alas, I've trimmed it down to just a selection, but it's quite a wide selection. And I've got some thank yous, first of all. I've got to say thank you to Mel. I've got to say thank you to Ali. I've got to say thank you to Jenny. And I've got to say thank you to Pammy, who have all sent me some seeds, some tomato seeds to try this year. Now, a few of those people have YouTube channels, and I will put links in the description down below. Please, please, please go and have a look on their channels. Give them a subscribe. Have a look at their videos. They are all absolutely wonderful people, and they sent me some free seeds. Anyway, so I've got a selection here from the different people, and I admit I need to up my seed game. Like, I've sent some seeds to other people, and I just put them in little packets and send them off. The ones I've received, and wait till I show you Jenny's, honestly, have come in lovely, beautiful little packets. They send them with cards and all sorts of stuff. I just like to shove them in an envelope and send them, so I need to up my game anyway on that front. But we'll do my own ones first. So I've been shopping, as always, and I've got some new varieties to try. And this is a new variety for me to try here, and this is called Rebel Starfighter. So I'm going to rattle through the tomatoes because we've got loads of them. I'm not going to talk about them too much. I'll just tell you the varieties I'm going to do. The king of the tomatoes, Sun Gold F1, the one I do every year. Absolutely marvellous, absolutely wonderful. You don't really get any better than that. But I do have one seed that might just give it some stiff competition. We have another variety here called Red Robin. This is the one from Pammy. Special mention to Pammy, who is one of my Patreons. Remember, we have Patreon, link in the description down below. Then we've got some seeds that have come from Ali all the way over in Canada. Again, new varieties to try. We've got Chupa Chups, which is a brilliant name for a tomato, let's be honest. And we've got one there called Great Scott. And let's be honest, another great name for a tomato that I'm going to grow here in Scotland. Next up, we've got the ones from Mel. And these are two varieties that I really want to try. And first of all, we've got the little sort of really prize seeds here. This is Tim's Taste of Paradise. And these are the ones that are potentially going to be better than Sun Gold. We'll see. So Steve Digwell sent me some of these last year and I made a bit of a mess growing them. So I'm really lucky that Mel sent me those this year because they're quite difficult to get hold of, the seeds. So hopefully I can successfully grow them, save some seeds, and then I'll be the one sending them out. Maybe. We'll see. I might be getting a bit ahead of myself there. We've also got some Paul Robertson there as well. Again, that's meant to be a brilliant tomato. Not one I've done before by myself, but give it a try. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what that one turns out like. And then we've got another variety here called Kenilworth King George, which is a medium tomato there from Jenny. Look at Jenny. Look how much of a pro she is. In the little packet, all written out. And it even comes with a little Moorside Gardener sticker on the back. How good is that? Like I say, I just shove mine in an envelope and send them out. And Jenny sent that with a lovely little card and some other bits and pieces. And now I just feel a bit, a bit rubbish. Anyway, thank you very much anyway, by the way, to all those people who've sent me some seeds. And there's far too many for me to be growing them all this year. I would need a polytunnel at least 3 or 4 times the size of the one I've got to get them all in, but we'll certainly pick the best varieties, give them a try and see how they grow. Anyway, that's me done for today. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.